Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot, and welcome to your reading for June. Guys, I'm so sorry I'm not on camera these last couple of readings. I've just been trying to squeeze them in my schedule where I can. I haven't had a lot of time. But because I want to really focus on mid-month readings as well this month, it's a big month. There's so much going on. There's so much change. There's so many ups and downs, and it's really beautiful, magical energy this month, and it's very potent, very emotional. So I think it's important to get out as many videos and messages to you guys as I can, and we'll probably go back to like the more technical, fancier videos once Mercury retrograde is over. So guys, so much going on here. There's so many wonderful things going on in the 4th and the 5th and the 1st house this month for you. And I pulled out these cards, and the first thing that came to my mind was Aquarius is really upping the ante. That's what I heard. And I think there's a lot of progress for you guys this month, especially Jupiter moving into Pisces in your 2nd house, making a trine to your 6th house with the Mars and the Venus in Cancer. And I think things turn to more value for you. And now you're coming out this month as a King of Water. And I love this card. I love him. And this is like a man who's mastered, a man or a woman, that has mastered like their emotions. Which kudos to you, because when we're in the midst of all of this change, and then I have somebody that comes in and it's like unfuckwithable energy, you know? And there might be people in your element that are trying to like manipulate you or tell you what to do or give you advice. And you know, there might be people that are kind of like those energy vampires that are just want. I feel like Aquarius is like, no way, man, no. I mean, you're hosting Saturn, going retrograde, you know. There's a lot of good stuff that you can let in your life by cutting out the bullshit. And I think that you know that. I think that you see that. And I think it's important to understand that for you, Aquarius, right now, it's probably best to really invest in yourself. Probably best to start to really look at your health, start to really look at your emotional world and how it affects your health, how it affects your finances. Finances is a big emphasis here. Ace of Pentacles right here with a Wheel of Fortune. And I'm wondering if Aquariuses aren't starting to realize that the people in your life, like the company, the environment in your life, has a lot to do with your self-worth, which has so much to do with like your physical money, your actual belongings. And because your environment is the moon, I think it hasn't been like the most supportive. And I think that that's what Aquarius is looking for now. I think they're looking for the supportive environments and keeping themselves there. You know, the moon can represent like this nurturing energy. And I feel like it's so important for you to be in a place of being nurtured, because it really changes like everything for you. And the King of Water is, you know, really clear on that whole emotional boundaries thing. Like he doesn't allow people to manipulate him. He doesn't allow people to take without, you know, contributing in some way. Because he knows like he values his emotions. He values his heart, just like a King of Pentacles values his money and his physical belongings. And they're both so intricately tied together. And so if you've been having like financial issues, or you haven't been able to get back on your feet, suddenly this month you realize that it's the people and the environments that you're in that need to change in order for you to start believing in your own prosperity. And so we have this Two of Wands, this Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Cups, and I just feel like this is Aquarius saying, I want change. Saturn in your sign making a square to Uranus in your 4th house. I want change. I want a different environment. I want higher quality people in my life, people that contribute the warmth and the grace and the support that I need. And this is all about the shifting of priorities. And the Two of Wands is a place of believing in your own prosperity, believing in the dreams coming true. You literally have the world in your hands, which tells me you're in a mode of you could have whatever you ask for. Wheel of Fortune. King of Cups, as long as it's in integrity of yourself. So like if you guys are chasing jobs or dreams or, relationships, but they're not of integrity of yourself, okay? Saturn retrograde, your 1st house, they're not going to work out. But also Mercury retrograde, so you're going to know why. You're going to know why these things aren't working out. Like right now, beginning of the month, it's all a little confusing. It's all a little hazy. It's all like, wow, something changes and I don't even know what just happened. But suddenly I want something more than the things that I had before it. The King of Cups is your energy, right? King of Cups is your energy saying, I'm not going to settle anymore. Ace of Pentacles. Not going to settle. And this could be so many things, guys. Like, I'm not going to settle for relationships. I mean, we have a Moon card here and we do have the Three of Cups. So, yeah, maybe some things are coming to the surface that are unsettling. But I don't see you in a place of stress. I just don't. I don't see you in a place of stress. If anything, I see this emotionally strengthening you. And you just think, Aquarius, whatever this like nonsense is, this Three of Cups, Seven of Cups stuff, he just doesn't want a part of it anymore. His focus is on something different. Now, I do have to say, Jupiter, Pisces, 2nd house, there might be a tendency to be a little indulgent, especially financially. You might be getting some downfall, some windfalls. You might be getting some big wins with that Wheel of Fortune. Because this is very like, I can have whatever I want kind of energy. The lesson is to be mature, right? Like you don't win the lottery and spend $1 million on like something totally unrealistic. No, you use it to set yourself up for life. If you have some kind of a disaster, a change in your job or your relationships, you don't just say the hell with it and quit life, right? Like you clean it up. You reinvest in self. You do the healing. You understand your own value. You understand that the things that didn't work out shouldn't have ever worked out because they were horrible for you in the first place. If you find yourself indulging, we've got a lot of Neptune this month, guys. Neptune for the rest of the year. We've got a lot of Neptune next year. You're going to see a lot of, unfortunate stories about people like really having to overcome some serious addictions. And for any Aquarius, it's kind of starting to look at themselves because the moon is going to illuminate some stuff, right? If you're looking at some stuff, it's important that you're like really honest with yourself. Okay, so I'm not happy with where my life is, but how do I change it? You change it by loving yourself, by investing in self. And I just feel like there's some BS over here that really needs to be cut out so you can focus. And I really do think there's an emphasis on you focusing on your finances. And I think that that starts to heal all of the rest of this stuff, because really it's about the self-worth. I always get that with the Queen of Pentacles. Look, Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. I want to point this out because over here we have the King of Water, and then underneath you have you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. The worthiness, right? And then we have this Queen of Pentacles, who definitely knows her own worth. I just love this energy because you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. You start to realize that once you start focusing on this, once you start healing your worth, everything starts to change. All the possibilities start to change. And I see this Queen of Pentacles, and I see this 4 of Pentacles underneath the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Cups, and all of a sudden Aquarius is like, oh my God, it's just so much better to like save that money so I can invest in something good. Because the Queen of Pentacles, like, this is the thing that she wants to invest in. Maybe it's a house, maybe it's a new car, maybe it's going back to school. But I think the choice is by the end of the month, maybe even if you do have to learn a couple of hard lessons, right? Maybe if you have to really confront yourself about your behavior and be like, no, wait, I don't want this stuff anymore. I don't want the temporary stuff. I don't want the shallow relationships. I don't want the jobs just simply pay the bills. Like, none of that is good enough. And you've been living in a lot of it's not good enough because you didn't feel like you were good enough. And then suddenly you do. Suddenly you let go of like these self-limiting beliefs, because the 10 of Wands is like you're almost there. You're almost getting it. This is indicative of a big breakthrough coming your way. And then boom, we have Venus and Jupiter, or Venus and Mars coming together in your 7th house. This could bring some major opportunities to you in July, as long as you go on this self-care, self-worth journey in June. It's so imperative that you do. And if you do have a windfall, if you do have some big wins, invest wisely and save. Underneath this moon card, we have this oracle, spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things that drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. Like, that's the stuff that's not good enough. I mean, for some of you, this is just simply like spending way too long scrolling on your phones every day. Like, what is that getting you? Think of all the things that you could achieve if you were just not scrolling through social media for an hour less a day. Think of all the things that you could achieve. Think about how much you can give back to self. For some of you, it's just like watching the news. Yeah, we know the world like super sucks. We know it. It's good to be informed, but if you're watching news 6 hours a day, imagine what you could do with 3 of those hours. And then we have empowerment. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self. This is about empowering yourself. This is about cutting out the bullshit and doing the things that you know you need to do in order to succeed, whatever that whole succeed thing means for you. Because it's different for everybody. For some of you, this is relationships, and you like really need to knock it off with the people that are just, you know, like shiny, fun objects kind of stuff, like chasing the shiny objects. You know, it reminds me when you're a kid and you get like $10 on a birthday card and you want to go out and just spend. You don't even know what you want. You just have to spend that $10. Suddenly Aquarius is like, yeah, but I could invest that, and 2 years from now I'll have like $400, maybe, whatever. But these are the possibilities, and it's all about like how to make the things grow. What are the investments you can make in yourself in order to change your life? Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands, which is the idea that your ships are coming in, that there's much better out there for you. You may not like where you're at right now. You may feel stuck and trapped, but there are practical things, because the Queen of Pentacles is very practical. There are practical things that you could do right now that will help you to get ahead later. And one of those things is saving and being a little bit more conservative. Saturn retrograde in your sign, it's going to be about the conservatism, you know? And not investing or like trying to do all the stuff for all the people. Like there's a lot of boundaries that need to be formed there as well, Aquarius. Like we know that you love to be like really supportive to all your friends, but maybe it's best for you to kind of shine that love and support back on you. And then we have this card number 18, Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about Aquarius. They're like up in the ante. Like, no, I'm going to demand more quality things. I'm going to demand better people in my life. I'm going to demand better friends. I'm going to demand healthier situations, a more creative or flowing workplace, or whatever it is that you need. Had shitty luck with partners? I'm going to demand better partners. But if you're going to demand better partners, you got to make yourself better too, right? In order to attract, because you attract how you feel you are. It doesn't necessarily mean it is what you are, but how you feel about who you are. And maybe there's been people in the past or things in your past, because this is a shadow card. Maybe there's some deep unconscious stuff kind of coming to the surface now and realizing why you've been holding back. Maybe it's because somebody or something or that situation that didn't make you feel good about yourself. It didn't make you feel like you were capable of having all the wonderful things. But you know that has to change. You know that energy has to change. You know in a year of a Saturn Uranus square, all of this stuff has to change. And the Eyes of the Eagle, which could see very, very far distance, is all about like, it's about the long haul. It's about the long-term stuff. It's not about what's fun and frivolous. Capricorn's learning to be a little bit more fun and frivolous. Aquarius is learning to become real stable. Learning to become really intelligent in how to invest in themselves. They see the big picture and they're making the plans. And your last card out, Aquarius, is the Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. And that's what I mean about like that whole through you. If you want the better jobs, you have to act as if you believe you are capable of them. If you want the better relationships, you got to do the things, you got to do the healing to make yourself a better person. Heal those things in you, because you're mirroring the stuff that you're attracting. And it's like so easy. It's so easy once you start to look at it that way. And it's so easy to pay attention to the things that kind of really annoy you. Okay? You could have like coworkers that are like super gossipy, and you really like, it bothers you. But maybe this month you're getting to see where you kind of exhibit that kind of behavior in other ways that maybe you didn't realize. It's simple things like this that we can really change our mind. And honest to God, when we are in this kind of energy, change your thoughts, change your life. For real. It's that simple. This is a really powerful reading, Aquarius. This is a very Saturn retrograde